Hello. Yeah, I'm going to do some analysis using Python on how to read the file using pandas, and then we're going to do some kind of analysis on that data. And today I'm going to look at, just for practice and demonstration, I'm going to use the Titanic dataset because it's the simplest dataset we have so far, and maybe it will be good for the beginners. So the first thing to do is to open a new file. You just come there, and in my case, I'm going to use the Jupyter Notebook, which is my favorite, and then we're going to save that file. I'm going to use it I'm going to call it Titanic demo, like that. So now that I'm going to read the file, it's located in one of where this so the path, actually the notebook is within the path of where the Titanic dataset is located at, which is located here at the data science. So just know that you have to include all your dataset inside there. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to read the dataset. Using pandas here. So that's correct, and I'm going to import the pandas library. So I'll import that like that, and then I'm going to run that. I'm going to select my kernel as my kernel because this one is the one that I created. I'm going to share how to create my kernel in a different way, and then you'll see it here selected, and that one should run in after that. So the next thing is we're going to read read the dataset. No, let's read the Titanic dataset. Right. And then we're going to use PD, which is a short form for pandas. .csv. You can see I have already found and that's what, and I'm going to call this one my df, like that, and then I'm going to click on that, and then I would like to read the first 3 rows in this dataset so that you can visually see what the dataset is. Then let's read the first 5 columns is okay. Then you're going to say head. Then you're going to come back here and you're going to put 5 inside there, like that. And as you can see, we have read the first 5 rows. The next thing to do is we'd like to know what kind of, our data set. We know that we have this data set of the passenger survived all the way to the embarked location. And so what I would like to read is how many columns and how many rows do we have in this data set, and that we're going to call it, we're going just to ask a question, which is how many. I think this one is even knows what I want to ask, and then I'm going to use the df.shape. Then I'm going to click on that. Then remember that what I'm doing on my keyboard is I'm clicking on Enter and Shift at the same time, and that will run this shell. So as you can see, we have our values as 891 rows and 12 columns. And if you count the number of columns that we have, if we start from this end, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Remember, this one is the index number, which is not part of the which is not part of the data sets, but it gives the location of each. of each rows. What else would like to know? So let's say we want to know the size of this data set. How many entries do we have in this data sets? And that one, I guess, should be 891 times 12. 891 times 12. Yeah, so we'd like to know how many entries are there in this in the data sets, which is the same as the size of the data set. And this one we're going. So what this one means is the size of the data set is the same as what's the total number of entries that we have in this data set. Like this is one entry, this is another entry. So if you count everything in this data set, that should give you the size of the data sets. And so the size of the data set is 891 rows. I'm going to click as that. Then I'm going to multiply that on by 12, which we should expect to get something around 692, like that, entries. And how do you do that in Python? So to get the size, we're going to do data frame dot size, like that, and then you're going to run. And just as you can see, we are going to get the same values as this. What else? Let's say, for example, you'd like to know, what's the you'd like to describe your data set, and your data set, when you describe it, will give you the mean, standard deviation, the mean, and the different percentile, which include the 25th, 50th, 75, and the max value. And to do that, we are going to describe our data set, and to do that, you just do what the suggestion is given us, which is df.describe. When you click on that, then you're going to get what's the mean, the count, the number of rows, which is the count. Then we have the mean, standard deviation mean, and the other percentile. So I think that's it. And next time I'm going to show you on how to do more type of data analysis, and how to find the sum of the missing values in a data set. And then I'm going to show you, in case we have some values like not a number, what are we going to do to this? Are we going to drop them? Are we going to interpolate them? Or are we going to fill using the mean? Or whichever method you prefer. Then at that time, I'm going to show you how to fill in these missing values. And again, I'm going to show you how to what else? So if you want to do some kind of machine learning, let's say, for example, you want to do some kind of prediction, and remember, prediction will only work with numbers. So in that case, you'll be forced to drop some of the columns that are not numbers. But in case you don't want to drop any column, then you'll be forced to change those columns into values. For example, if you take the sex column, we have male and female. So in that case, we are going to assign male to a certain value. For example, male to 0, or male to 1, or female to 0, right? Like that. Same case to embarked. You have some kind of pattern here. We have SCS. I think S means Southampton. So we're going to assign each letter here to a given value, so that you can do some kind of machine learning. I don't think there's anything else to share here. And then after that, in another session, I'm going to share how to do like data visualization using Python. Apart from that, that's it for today. So for today, the takeaway is how to read a CSV file on your using Python on Visual Studio Code. And this one is the first thing you have to import all the libraries that you need. And the library that you need in data reading is pandas, and you can import it as PD, and then you can read your file as like this using .read CSV, and then you can read your first 5 values using .head into bracket 5, and then you can find the shape of your data set, then the size, describe, and that's the beginning of just to visualize your data set and see, do you have actually missing values? Then so after that, you're going to look at the missing value in the next session. So that's all for now. I'll see you again next time. Bye.